Hey, just wanted to share a few quick thoughts. I recently wrote a blog article. It's on our website. I encourage you to check it out. But there's 4 things that I have found, in my opinion, why people seem to be looking for independent financial advisors. And I've noticed an uptick lately. So I don't know if the uptick is based on our individual practice and people reaching out, but I actually think it's much broader. I think it's something that's probably a little bit more substantial than just us. So there's 4 things that in reflecting on the last 6 months, that I've identified that I think people are looking for. The first is people in general are looking for a deeper and broader level of services in the wealth management and financial planning industry. And the reason I think they're coming to independent advisor practices is there's a lot of limitations typically on those bigger firms for an advisor to be able to run their practice and do those types of services. For example, tax planning is something that not a lot of people really do in the financial planning world, particularly in a lot of the big firms, just because there's some nuances around compliance within those big firms, and they typically don't like the idea of tax planning. Other things, cash flow forecasting, using digital tools and keeping up with a lot of the digital advances that are occurring and how people want to actually do business. So I think that's one, is that people are looking for a deeper level of more comprehensive services. The second is I actually think that there's a trend of people looking for an advisor of the future, not an advisor of the past. And let me explain what I mean. There's an awful lot of people that are approaching retirement. So let's say they're in their 60s, maybe they're a business owner, corporate executive, whatever it might be, and they're approaching retirement. And all of a sudden, they're starting to put together that the advisor they've been working with the last 30 years is in their age group, and guess what, is also thinking the same things. And so they're evaluating during this transition of their own life into what is probably the most crucial financial point of their lives, is the advisor they've been working with the last 30 years the same one? No, they're likely going to retire, and so maybe there's a team that they might be shifted down to. And so I find that there's a lot of people really reevaluating that right now. And the other aspect of that is there's a lot of people and advisors that are focused on investments and growing investments and making investment decisions, etc. And as you transition from growth of assets into retirement and distribution of those assets, there's a whole lot of nuances that start to come in play. So tax distributions, how to the location of your assets. And so there's a lot of things that are going on. And I think there's a general awareness that an advisor that might be very growth-minded may not be the best fit in the next chapter to help you navigate all those other decisions. So that's the second. The third is there really has been a tangible trend in people looking for true fiduciaries. And if you just go to our website, look in the insights section. I wrote a section on this probably a year ago, but talking about really what is a fiduciary, the different compensation standards in the industry and such. And I think that people are genuinely looking for someone who has much less potential bias and is just someone that's on their side of the aisle, a fiduciary for them, and is compensated accordingly. And so there are a lot of people I'm talking to that they're realizing the different compensation methods in the industry and what advisors and how they're compensated and the potential conflicts of interest of that. And so that's a third reason. And the last reason I think there's really been an uptick is, there's no secret, there's this whole wave of baby boomers and older people. I say older, they're not old, but people who are approaching retirement, and they're going through a lot of financial transitions. So retirement is certainly a financial transition, but inheritance is a financial transition. Divorce, things like that. So anytime someone encounters a financial transition to some extent and some magnitude, I find that that's usually a trigger point to really take and identify, okay, what's the best route to go in terms of getting the best financial advice possible. So just a few thoughts I'd share in connection with this article we've written on the blog on our website. Encourage you to reach out to us if we can answer any questions, and hope you have a great day.